Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shauna and today we are doing a collaboration hosted by Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. This is part of their show and tell collaboration series that goes on all year long. Once a month, all of the homeschool mamas get together and take part in a themed topic that they have created. So today's topic is basically like getting to know us better, and so it's a this or that video. So they have a whole bunch of choices. I'm going to be reading them off of my phone and telling you what my choice is. Let me know your choices down below so I can get to know you better too. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. So coffee or tea is the first one. Coffee all the way. I don't understand the people who can't or don't like coffee. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I love coffee. I am a coffee snob is what my husband calls me, and it is my favorite beverage. It's like the whole point of waking up early in the morning. Early bird or night owl? I feel like before I had kids, I was a night owl, and even sometimes now I'm a night owl just so I can have that peace by myself. But now that I've had kids, I'm forced to wake up early, so I feel a little bit of an early bird, if you will. My husband would probably disagree with that, but it's nice when you can wake up early in the morning and, you know, do the things that you want to do before the day starts and kind of set your heart right and your mind right before the kids wake up and they have all of their wants and their needs. Paper planning or digital planning is the next one. I'm a pen and paper girl. I like being able to use my phone and my computer for things, but at the end of the day, when I have a paper and a pencil and I'm able to write, I love that. It just, something about it, like when you get a brand new like notebook and a brand new set of like pens, there's something that like makes my heart giddy inside, you guys. Plan ahead or plan from behind? I'm type A. I like to plan ahead, and then I like for my plan to have a plan, so planning all the way. One homeschool method or eclectic? Probably a mix. I feel like before, I feel like we were just Charlotte Mason, but over the last year we really worked in some classical approach and a little bit of unit studies. We're still predominantly Charlotte Mason, you know, approach, but I kind of like a little bit of everything. I don't like to just be boxed off into one thing and you can't even look and explore the other things. Let me know what you guys are, because, you know, I feel like homeschooling is sometimes like, you know, that little meme that goes around, the ordering from Starbucks when you make all the changes. That's what us homeschool moms are. Homeschool hoarder or minimalist? This one is hard because I strive for being a minimalist. Totally botched that, but I have like a baby, and so I do save things that can be saved. I don't save like all of my kids' artwork and paperwork and all of those things, but I do save the things that can be saved for when the toddler is, you know, school age. So I'm gonna go with minimalist, but like with a very laxed approach in that. Crayons or markers? Crayons all the way. I love Crayola. I don't like the wax things from Dollar Tree, but I love a good set of Crayola crayons. Whiteboard or chalkboard? If you guys saw my homeschool supply haul this year, I'll link it up here in case you guys are interested. I bought this huge chalkboard and we have decorated it with all of like our unit study stuff, and it's been really fun to have. Games or puzzles? This one I cannot choose between one or the other because I really think it depends on the day. I love doing puzzles, but I also like a good game, and the kids like both, so we're both. I can't choose one or the other. Can you guys choose one or the other? You games or you puzzles? It's a hard choice to make. Screens or no screens is the next one. No screens, 100%. The only time we even use any kind of like electronic devices in homeschool is when some of our curriculum says that there's a documentary that goes along with what's being taught, so we go and watch it. But other than that, we don't use the computers for our curriculum, and I really don't like having the TV. I feel like it changes your kids' brains and their emotional states and their attitudes. And that's not to say that there's not a time or a place to use TV, because there's always a time and a place for things. But overall, if I had like my preference, it would not be screen time. I hate it. I hate it so much. The next one is pajamas all day or get dressed. Oh, I would say get dressed. Just because I know that when you as a mom get dressed, you usually feel better about, like, you know, the day, and then you feel like you can accomplish more, and then you usually do accomplish more. Whereas if you stay in your, or at least for me, if I stay in my pajamas all day, I'm not going anywhere. I already have the mindset that, like, I'm in my pajamas. Today is gonna be a chill day where it's gonna be, you know, we're not doing a lot. And so I think when you choose between the two, you're also choosing your mindset for the day. That's just me though. Next is read aloud or independent reading. I'm all about read alouds. I love it. I love building those bonds with my kids and just having like little inside jokes and just building those memories. That's what homeschooling is all about, you guys, for me. Classic or modern literature. I think that there's a time and a place for both. I guess if I have to pick one, it's gonna be modern, but we really like the classic stories. That one's hard. What do you guys choose? Science or history? This is another hard one because I really love science. It is my heart. I have my bachelor's in science, and so I'm a science freak, you guys. Like chemistry, I love all of the chemistry jokes. But Beautiful Feet Books has really given me an appreciation for history. I have actually really loved learning about history through that curriculum with my children, and I wish that I had learned history originally the way that they are getting the opportunity to learn history. So my heart is torn a little bit here, but I'll pick science just for the sake of picking one. Art or music? Art. I love art all the way. I'm very crafty and I love doing crafty type things. Nature study or poetry tea time? Nature study. I love doing poetry tea time, but I feel like there is a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into that, like making sure that you have the tea, or in my case, hot chocolate, because my kids don't really care for tea. And then you have to find all of these like fancy snacks. And maybe you don't feel like you have to find fancy snacks, but I feel like when you're looking on Instagram or even some of these like wonderful YouTube moms channels, and they have like the most beautiful tea time, and they have like little doilies and little beautiful plates, and I'm not gonna do that. Like, I think the fanciest we've ever gotten has been hot chocolate and macarons, and like that's it. So while it's fun, I feel like there's a lot of pressure for like the behind the scenes work, and I'd much rather just go out on a hike with my kids and do a nature study instead of poetry tea time. Next, lunch with your kids or lunch alone? Lunch with my kids. I think it's fun because it's just a time where we can put away the books and just talk to each other. That's not to say that there's not something for being said with lunch alone, because sometimes you mentally need that break. But I think overall you get to have fun little conversations with them when you have lunch with them, and you know, it's just like a fun, stress-free time, especially if it was like a hard day when you're homeschooling. Next is school at the table or school all over the house? School all over the house. We do a lot of our homeschool work at our either kitchen table or homeschool table, but we also homeschool on the floor or homeschool on the couch, and so we're school all over the house type people. Next is take summers off or school year round. So up until this year, we have actually taken every summer off, and we have really loved it, but I feel like for my kindergartner, that's not necessarily the best approach for her, just because we're still laying a firm foundation for like her phonics and her reading skills. So this year we are switching to a year-round schedule, and so I'm excited to see what that holds and if we're gonna like it as much as we have enjoyed taking the entire summer off. The last one, and it's kind of gross, It's mummify a chicken or dissect a frog. And like I said, I have my degree in science, but I don't even know how we would go about mummifying a chicken, and it sounds like it could be really gross. So I would say dissect a frog, but I would do it with goggles, because when I was taking anatomy, I dissected a cow's eyeball and it squirted and it hit me in the face, and it was disgusting and totally unenjoyable. So if you dissect things, do it with goggles. And that's the last question. What do you guys prefer? I would love to hear it. I'm going to link Jessica and Abby's channels down below, as well as the playlist. Make sure you check it out when you're done with this video. And don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button. I'll see you again later. Bye.